I'm currently on my way to work and I'm so excited because I'm going to see The Conjuring 2 after I finish today. But I'm also really mad at you guys because none of you live near me and I really wanted to watch it with somebody. But solo dolo, I guess that's the way it goes. And it is winter here in Australia. That is why I'm like all rugged up. I look crazy, but it's like, it's not that cold. It's Australia. So to be honest with you, I don't really have any expectations. I've heard bad things, I heard good things about this movie, but I'm not really sure. And as well as that, I don't really remember the first one that well. It's been a while, but I'm a fan of James Wan, and I think I'm just gonna go in with no expectations and see how it goes. Though I have heard that the story for this movie actually has a better version, which is a TV series. So I'll talk about that later, or I'll try and include like a link below so you guys know what I'm talking about. I haven't really checked it out because I didn't really want to check it out before I watched the movie. So trying to stay relevant here, guys. I'm really excited that a movie has come out in Australian cinemas at the same time it has in America and the UK. I'm assuming UK. So that's great that I can actually see a horror movie at the same time as you guys. So I'm trying to stay relevant because normally I'm a couple months behind. So I'm excited, and I'll see you guys after work. Bye. Okay, so obviously not much has changed. I've just finished work and I'm running late. I'm running so late. Compared to the start of the day, I still didn't watch the trailer, so for the first one. So I can't really remember what happened in the first one. I know the whole background. Second one, I have seen the trailer before and I'm a really big fan of the trailer for this film. But we'll see how this goes. Wish me luck, guys, and wish me luck for getting there on time. It's just started right now. You know how it goes, must check the back seat first. Let me start off by saying, if you don't know what this film is about, this film is about the Warren family, Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are paranormal investigators, and this time they are plagued by, it really starts off, it opens at the Amityville Horror, and so they go there to try and figure out what's going on, whatever, do their normal investigation shit, and they actually get really into it, and it turns out to be one of the most disturbing cases they've ever done. And then it turns out that it was a hoax. Which I never knew that was a thing that we thought, but sure. And from there, they kind of decide that they don't want to do it anymore. And this is because Lorraine experienced this entity at the Amityville that kind of predicted her husband's death. So she doesn't want to take on any more cases. But meanwhile, in England, and I'll get to that, there is another strong case of paranormal activity going on. And this is involving a mother who has, I think, 4 younger children, and one of the daughters plays with a Ouija board, you know what the fuck is going on there, and summons something. So it's about them kind of going over and helping this family, but they're a little bit worried and apprehensive of trusting them after a hoax, and they can't really work out what's going on because it's a very different case, and they're being haunted by this old man who lives in the place. Things I did like about this movie, I thought it was interesting. They had some animation in there, and I'm not huge on animation. Didn't love it, but I thought it was creative that what they did with spirits, and the spirits were like encapsulating, if that's the right term, a different kind of way to freak out kids. Another thing I really liked is this scene that's actually, that you can look up the true recording of this.
Oh, good. Oh, Ed, no, hold you. Let me on that. No, give me. No, the wrong person. No. Yeah.
She says she doesn't want to talk in the voice of the thing that's possessing her if everyone's looking at her, so they look away and the camera kind of defocuses, and then it's focused on the foreground, which is Ed, and he's looking away and he's asking questions, and in the background you can see like the blurry defocused image of her, but she turns into a man, and it's so cool. I thought that was really clever. I don't know, I just really appreciate kind of like cinematography like that. I thought that was really cool. Another thing I really liked was the creepy demon nun thing that kind of looked like Marilyn Manson. And did you know that Vera, the main character who plays Lorraine, is actually this chick's sister? Crazy, right? Facts. But the overall whole pace of the film, I'd like to say, I wasn't a huge fan of. I felt really bored in some points and then felt really scared in other points. Not as scared as I do right now. I'm not really scared of this movie, let's say that. I'm scared of that meth addict just there. So the things that I didn't like about the film was, of course, it was a little bit boring. I felt like it was a bit of a roller coaster. There was like a really amazing, interesting parts that had a lot to do with spirits and how they capture them, and I don't know, just a little cool background essence. I like that. And then I go through boring stages, and I was just sitting there thinking about like what I'm gonna have for dinner, which is not a good sign of a horror movie, obviously. One thing I also really huge pet peeve for me, the music tried to be very English, and it was playing like London's Calling and just all this kind of, I think they even played the Beatles at one point, and it was just too much. And the very, very end, which is like the last scene, the last shot, was not a fan of. They turned this movie that is meant to be about this case, this true life case, into a movie that was more about their personal relationship, and I'm okay for that sometimes, but you understood their own love from the start. You don't need to be like, oh yeah, like I get it. They're a couple, they're in love, they do shit together. Like, it just ended very soppy, and I'm not a huge fan of it, especially in a horror movie. Come on, give me a break. But I do understand that they're trying to stay relevant, as am I, and that's why I'm doing this review, because it's very rare that a movie comes out in America and UK the same time as it comes out in Australia. So here's me being relevant right now, and that is probably what the movie was trying to do. I would say that this is a movie trying to stay relevant, or a franchise trying to stay relevant. Not a fan of the music, not a fan of the whole overdone UK setting. Liked that it was a little bit different, liked some of the animation and techniques they used there, cinematography, those kind of tricks. Those are my thoughts I want to say on this film, but I want to stress to you guys that there is not a huge payoff, but there is a payoff, and I wasn't expecting there to be a payoff the way the movie was going. So I think that that's something important, and it's not a spoiler, but I think it's important to tell you that, because I think that will make a lot of you guys want to see it, or if you're watching it and you are feeling like you're going through those bored moments, I think that you'll find it easier to hang on, because you know that it kind of has a little payoff. It's not amazing, but it's not a bad movie, I'd say. I would say it was probably better to see it in the cinema though, because if I got bored watching it in the cinema with no distractions, I guarantee that you'll probably be bored watching it at home. It probably wouldn't be hard. Anyway, I'm gonna give this one a personal score of 6 out of 10. I just thought it wasn't great, it wasn't shit, it was good. It was alright. I'm gonna give it a scare score of 7, only because I did see it in the cinema and I jumped a couple of times. I don't think it's overly scary, but it definitely has some jump scares in there. But people were saying the jump scares weren't appropriate, and I think that they were actually really appropriate. I expected more jump scares, to be honest, with the way that everyone was talking about it. And lastly, for originality, I liked some of the ideas and techniques it used, so I'm actually gonna give it a 7 in originality. I thought it was alright. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, coming along to the cinema with me, and I hope that you enjoyed this movie. Let me know what you liked and what you didn't like about this movie in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Stay spooky. Bye.